So what is apartment locating? By now, you probably haven't seen so many other realtors, so many other brokerages and real estate companies focusing on apartment locating, and you may not be sure on how exactly this works. How are these people and these companies becoming profitable, making tons of money by working with apartments? Now, in traditional real estate, we learned that to get money, to make a lot of money, is that you have to make a sale. It's all about selling homes, selling residential, selling $1 million listings to make a lot of money in real estate. But what if I told you that you can work with renters and still make just as much as selling homes, if not more, than a traditional realtor by working with renters? My name is Sterling Wooten. I founded Lux Life Locating, a locating company here in Houston, helping people find their perfect apartment. Now, we focused on Dallas, we focused on Houston, focused on San Antonio, and I focus on Austin as well. So all these different cities, I'm able to help people find a perfect apartment. And the best thing about my marketing services is that everything I do is 100% free. I always let the people know upfront that apartment locating is free. The apartments pay me, everything is free for you, so you don't have to worry about coming out of any money out of pocket on paying me for my service to help you find an apartment, because it's all done from the complex. Now, you may be wondering, how are these apartments paying you? How does that work? And things like that. So apartments, they have a marketing budget. And with this, they're able to pay out a commission to those realtors that bring in tenants that will be signing with them for X amount of time. Usually it's longer than 12 months for you to get a higher commission, for you get the normal range. So anybody you bring to certain apartment complexes, they will pay you a net commission of that person's rent, depending on their commission structure, maybe 100%, maybe 50%, it may even be 200%. So if their rent is, let's just use $1,000 for example, their rent is $1,000 and their commission percent is 100%, you will get $1,000 from that apartment complex just by moving them in. By referring them to that apartment, they will break you a check, send it to your brokerage will break you a check for that $1,000. Now, this is where the numbers add up. You may be thinking, that's not that much. I can sell one home and get $10,000, $12,000. But if you look at it like this, 90% of the people in the market are renting. It's only a very small percent, 10% of people in the market that are buying homes, that are investing in homes, buying homes for their families, buying actual real estate. It's a very small percent. Now, a majority of the market shares is renters, and it's 90%, and the other 10% is buyers. That leaves a chunk of the marketplace untapped, because watch this. In real estate school, a majority of the people that you see, they are realtors. What are they doing? They are selling homes. They are focusing on getting listings, focus on find buyers. They're not focusing on renters. So if you have 90% of the realtors in the market focusing only on the 10% of the people in the market, which is buyers and sellers, you are leaving this gold mine of renters, because there's not a lot of realtors focused on renters, and there's not a lot of realtors helping renters out find rentals as well. So they're looking on Google, using ChatGPT, using all these other services to find their next rental. But what if you, the realtor, really locked in, really understand the rental part of the market, and you're able to tap into this gold mine of people that need help? And guess what? When they're ready to buy a home, most likely, who is the first person they're going to come to? That person that helped them out get into their first rental, that person that stayed in touch with them throughout this whole time when it came with the rental. Because when it's time to buy, most people want to work with people they already trust and know, and you are a person in that industry. You already proven that you can help them out. You're an expert in the industry, and you stayed in touch with them throughout this whole time. This is something that I want to be able to teach you all and explain to you all throughout this whole YouTube channel and program is by teaching you all how to be successful with renters. Throughout my 3 years doing this, I've closed over 400 deals, built a team of locators, and expanded to 4 different cities all within my state just by working with renters. Now, I became the second leading agent within my brokerage. There's a lot of different accomplishments I can go on, but I really want to emphasize, I want people to understand the importance of working with renters. Now, I gave you all the best example I could, the 10% to 90%. 90% of realtors are focused on only 10% of people, and that is the people buying. So that leaves majority of these people untapped. If you can really lock in, if you can read a couple books, The Millionaire Locator, join some courses, Rich Off Apartments, the 90-day challenge, there are a lot of different things out there that will teach you all exactly how you can be successful with apartment locating. Now, there are some other tools that does come in play. It's not just, I'm just sending people to any random apartments. It's not, X, Y, and Z. It's nothing random. Everything has to be strategic. It still is real estate. It still is sales. So things still need to be structured so you can be as successful as possible. Now, a few things I want to be transparent with when it does come with apartment locating is, one, it takes about 30 to 90 days to get paid. Now, the pay isn't rapid. It doesn't come just like that because it has to go through the leasing office. Leasing office has to send it to corporate. Then they have to make sure the person moves in, stays in within 30 to 60 to 90 days so they're not getting evicted. Some people may move in, they move out, get evicted, so they want to pay a commission, then they're losing money on that. So the payout does take a longer time than a traditional sale, but it's a lot more rapid. You have a lot more people that are ready to rent versus they're ready to buy. I already gave you all that example on why that is a fact and why that is true. So the volume of people you will be working with is a lot higher versus sales. Now, this is how it adds up. So for example, if that $1,000 commission, 100%, if you work with, let's say you're closing 3 to 4 people a week on that, and that's totally doable. You're making around $3,000 to $4,000 a week. That's about, you do that times 4, that's what, around $9,000 to $12,000 a month, correct? Is that right? No, 12 to 16, yeah, $12,000 to $60,000 a month just by working with those renters. Now, that is a very low rental rate. Nobody's really paying $1,000 rent. Well, at least the clientele I work with doesn't. It just depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Majority of the people I work with are around $1,700, $3,000 a range. But again, it may be your marketplace or maybe your clientele that you're working with a certain type of rent range. So do not discriminate on different rent ranges. But again, majority of the time, the people you're working with won't have $1,000 budget. Again, it's 2026, not only places that have $1,000 budget. So if you're working with ranges that are around $2,000, that 14 to 16,000 can easily turn to 28 to 32,000 just by working with a higher price range. Or if the commissions are different, these apartments are paying around 200%. That can add up as well. And you see how the numbers can add up, and then you see how some agents are making around $30,000 to $40,000 by not selling homes. The highest I ever made in a month was $38,000 just by working with the renters. And the crazy thing about that is that I was also traveling. I was in Belize for about 2 weeks of that at that time because of the systems already put in place. I already had a lot of lead generation going on the previous months. I knew I was going to have a lot of closings going on. My marketing was together, the content, everything I was doing around the busy season allowed me to get that high earning month. So what I'm saying is this: I don't want agents to think I have to learn everything about homes. I need to sell homes to make money in real estate. I have to be the top listing agent to make a lot of money in real estate. You do not. That is absolutely not true. Apartment locating is a hidden gem in real estate. Tons of different people are making over 6 figures in this business, if not a month. Honestly, if you can easily make 6 figures a month with locating by just working with renters, if you have the correct system in place. So welcome to my YouTube channel, where I will give you all the hidden gems on what I've learned and what I will be able to continue to learn by learning myself, doing research, and experimenting on different trials and errors on what has worked with me and others in the locating business. So again, my name is Sterling Wooten. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, as I will continue to pour into this channel on a weekly basis. See you next time.